Hello everyone, welcome to the Bike Talks. Today we are in the beautiful BMC concept store in Dubai, and of course who we are, we have the Nicolas Girot here. So I hope I pronounce your name
I was about
correctly.
to say that. That's not bad actually. For a first timer, it's not bad at all. It's a tricky name to pronounce. I agree.
Yeah, and because it's French, but it's a common name in English as well, right?
Yeah, but I guess probably more for cycling people more familiar with the Giro d'Italia.
Yeah.
So think about the Giro d'Italia, and that's the best way to pronounce it, Giro.
Okay.
So there you go. But here I had everything. I had Girot, Girots, whatever. So
Like my name, Chagri, Kagri,
exactly.
Charlie.
You know what
everything.
I'm talking about.
Yeah. So we are at the beautiful BMC concept store here in Dubai again, and we're gonna talk about this shop, cycling, and we're gonna talk about BMC and cycling in the UAE in the next episode and the further episodes. In this series, we will have many guests, we hope, and we're gonna talk about their stories about cycling. We're gonna have some beautiful coffee and share their histories. Of course, we're gonna start with Nicolas again. I believe it's the correct one.
Yeah.
So, welcome to the Bike Talks. And,
Thank you.
I think I should say I am welcomed here because I am kind of your guest.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was about to say like welcome. Oh, thank you for having me in our showroom, basically. So, thank you.
So that's great. I would like to start with who is Nicolas Girot?
Giro. Call me Nicolas.
Nicolas.
So I've been here now 30 years in Dubai.
Yeah.
I first came here fresh out of university, not really knowing what I wanted to do with my life. And I was one of these very fortunate people to land in Dubai in the early years, where all you had to do was to imagine and try your future, basically. And I was, happened to be at the right place at the right time. Always involved in sports, more or less directly. Equestrian primarily. I come from a horse background.
Yeah.
Probably be more comfortable on a horse than a bike, if I want to be honest. I knew how to ride a horse before I could ride a bike. But and that's what started my career here.
So it has been around 20 plus years, right? Maybe more.
Yeah, 30 years in the UAE, and the business by itself is 29 years.
You can see him in many events with the wide range of products they introduce to market in the sports business, sports event all around the UAE, right?
Yeah.
So how did you jump into cycling and endurance sports? Grit and Tonic mostly provides products for endurance sports, if I'm not mistaken.
So it's a very simple story, and you use the perfect word with that, which is endurance. So as I told you, I come from a horse background, and in my early years here, I was involved in endurance horse racing, which is long distance racing in the desert. That's very popular here, and in that sport, we use heart rate monitors.
Yeah.
To monitor the heart rate of the horse throughout the race and to make sure that the horse is fit enough to carry on the entire race. And in 1999, I came across those first heart rate monitors and then started selling them for horses, and I got a little curious and find out that I was buying them from someone in France, actually.
Is it the brand Polar?
So absolutely. So I got a little curious, and I started to investigate a bit more because it turned out to be a good business. And I realized they were developed and manufactured by a company in Finland that I'd never heard of before, Polar, which in those days obviously very popular in endurance sports, cycling. I mean, the first heart rate monitor brand in the world. So I got in touch with them and got really interested and saw an opportunity to diversify from the horse business. And in 2004, got the distribution for the Polar brand, equestrian and human product at the same time. So that was the endurance league.
And you still keep going with the Polar?
Yeah, we still, absolutely. I mean, look, it's been an amazing experience because when I started Polar, that was the only brand out there in the market.
Yes.
In cycling, in running, that was the brand. Okay,
Yes.
So I would walk into any store, I would be received like a royalty there. And then obviously the market has changed, market has evolved. You know, we have mega brands today in the market like Garmin that really dominate that category in terms of cycling specifically. But beside that, with Polar, we still have a very strong base of customers in fitness and general healthy lifestyle, basically.
Yeah, great. I would like to come to our main topic slowly, step by step, like into the cycling, because how do you start cycling and how your route crisscross with the BMC? Like, can you tell about the story?
So, as part of the distribution business, which started with Polar, we started added brand for distribution. with always that commonality around endurance sport, and every time trying to find brands that complement each other. And I came across a bike brand a few years ago. It was called Silverback, which we started introducing in this market and sell. So myself personally, besides cycling when I was young, I was not a very regular cyclist. But when we started working with that brand, I started to pay a bit more interest in the brand. And obviously, here in this market, that sport has grown exponentially, over the last 15, 20 years. So we started with Silverback, which we did for about 3 years. And then through various circumstances, we lost that brand. And 6 months later, I had a call from a brand from Switzerland called BMC looking for a new distributor. Obviously, I knew of the brand. So needless to say, when I got that call, I was very excited. We met with them very quickly. Connections were made. We felt, our visions were aligned as to what, I could see for the brand here and what they were looking for. And that's how we started working together.
And can you introduce us a little bit about BMC? Because BMC is a great value. It shined itself with the first Tour de France win with the gentleman.
Yeah, which I was very lucky to ride with in 2021. So he won the Tour de France in 2011.
Yes.
With Team BMC. And in 2021, so right after COVID, I was invited to do a celebratory ride with him and a group of people from Grenchen to Paris over 4 days. And what a privilege it was, obviously, for me to be riding with a legend of the sport. And riding up the Champs-Élysées with them was something I will never forget.
I always know the BMC. I always have the information about them. But before he won the first Tour de France on the BMC bike, it never took my attention. Now I am more into BMC last few years, and I recognize the value of the bike.
Yeah.
They have a different approach than the other brands. They are creating a little bit more niche products and a little bit more, how we can say, more valuable products. Can you a little bit talk about BMC
Sure.
we can introduce BMC to people much better? Sure.
So BMC as a brand really, what I found, and I'll put it in connection with my experience. What I knew of the brand, I've heard of it. I don't think I've ever ridden a BMC before, and my level of cycling wouldn't really allow me to really compare, from one bike to the other. My first bike was a Specialized, and I still have it. But when I came across BMC, the first thing that really struck my attention is the brand recognition, the brand value and loyalty among the consumer. Like, we have BMC customers that have been riding BMC, for a long time. They will only ride BMC. And I was curious to see, what creates that connection, that relations? And by digging a bit more, by spending time with the BMC people, so I learned a bit more about the company and how the passion that goes with the science behind the bike they create, the technology. So they have this amazing tool called the Impact Lab in Grenchen, where they've developed over the years so many technologies that are now used across many platforms, other brands around the world. And that's really what BMC has been focusing on, is taking a road bike, taking a mountain bike, and improving through extensive research and studies the efficiency of the bike and the performance of the bike. That, I guess, created those connections with the riders, with the consumer, and created that very strong followers for the brand. So it's not the biggest brand out there in terms of volume of bikes are being produced.
Definitely.
As you rightly say, it's very niche, but it delivers high premium quality bikes that have been developed, conceptualized in Switzerland by BMC themselves. And that's what we got. And that really, for me as a company, again, my motto has never been about trying to be the biggest, just try to be the best at what you do. Okay. And that's what I connected straight away with the brand.
The thing I saw from the BMC is they don't need to have super wide range of bikes. They are not trying to have everything, right?
Correct.
They
absolutely.
They are just trying to make something correct.
Exactly. The right bike for the right customer. And I'll come to that a bit later in how we conceptualize that showroom as well to achieve that for the customer experience.
And then you have been handling BMC in the whole GCC region,
Yeah.
not in the UAE as well.
Correct,
So
yeah, since 2018.
2018, it has been. This is the sixth year.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it's moving up. Which countries exactly? Like which countries they can get BMC right now? Like we are in Dubai,
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi.
Abu
This
Dhabi.
is
So the entire UAE, obviously in the UAE, everywhere we've got dealerships, and then Saudi Arabia, Oman, Qatar, Bahrain, and we have representation there.
Okay.
In Kuwait, we don't have a representation yet, but we have Kuwaiti customers that come to us directly, and we look after from them.
Those are all dealership. You are not yourself there, right?
No, we're not. We're working with dealers, with partners
So
on the
this
ground.
now we are in the BMC concept store, and this is the very first shop that yourself represent BMC in the region.
Yes. So
First time ever.
So it's the first. Well, look, it's the first BMC concept store outside Switzerland. Okay. And I guess this is a result of many things, and first and foremost is the result of how disrupted the market has been over the last 4 years with COVID, where we went from a situation where brands were sold and represented and distributed quite normally through a network of dealers across the region. Then, COVID happened, and the demand for bikes went through the roof. We couldn't supply, factories going offline, back orders accumulating. Everybody wanted to go cycling. Then we go on the aftermath of COVID, where suddenly the demand is slowing down, but the factories have come back online. There's a lot of inventory coming up, so just perfect recipe for a perfect storm. And from a distribution perspective, supply chain is everything. And that's ultimately what builds to your consumer experience. And it's been very complicated, very challenging. So from a business model that primarily relied on a network of dealers, we very quickly realized that we had to be more self-sufficient, less depending on other businesses to run our own business successfully.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've always had in mind with BMC to focus on a direct consumer experience. And as an extension of BMC, there's no one better than us than to create that and to provide that experience. So very quickly, I wanted to create our own concept store to first give a home for BMC, a showroom where we can really tell the entire story, and then to be able to welcome customers here and to have that direct relationship with the customer.
I have been working with mono-branded shops for a
Yeah.
while. And I have been dealing with the dealers like mono-brand and multi-brand shops. And
That's where we met. That's where we met for the first time. Correct. Years
and
ago.
I always recognize that when you put different mixture of brands, it makes harder to explain the value of the brand. That's why I always find out that the concept store like BMC concept store here is a better value to explain what the brand exactly is.
Yeah.
I think this is the target.
Yeah,
right?
and you're right, because I guess at the end of the day, there's a lot of fantastic brands out there.
Definitely.
They're all very good brands. If you want to find a carbon frame bikes today with a Shimano Group set or a SRAM Group set, there's plenty of amazing options, more or less within the same price range across the market. So how do we differentiate ourselves? Now we can have an amazing bike shop that's got all the accessories and products that you need, and that by itself is a very specific type of experience for the customers. For us, we wanted to bring back the experience on the value of the brand itself and create a place where we can actually tell the story of BMC. BMC, Bicycle Manufacturing Company.
Yes.
Where do we go from here? And having that is really to be able to take people when they come here, we take them through the platform, we take them through the different solution that BMC offer. We've created other experiences within the showroom, and it's really to focus on the brand itself. Our best equity for us today is the value of the brand.
Yeah, okay.
Bikes as a commodity, there's plenty of them on the market, all very good, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But how do we differentiate ourselves being BMC?
How you can give the exact value of the brand, how you can transfer that information.
Absolutely, yeah.
Is the kind of mono-brand concept store.
And that's the idea. It's no different to, if you want to buy a luxury car, you will go to the Bentley showroom.
Yes.
You will go to the Lamborghini showroom. Yes. You want to be sucked in that whole brand experience.
Yes,
that's
exactly.
what for you, that is half of the job done, to create a connection with the brand and the product. So that's really what we're after here.
And when you first jump into the shop, you can feel that because the shop is surrounded by BMC bikes from whole kind of selection. There are city bikes here, there are mountain bikes here, there are gravel bikes here,
Road
road bikes
kids
here,
bike, TT bike,
kids
yeah.
bike, TT bikes, but they are all BMC. Yes, the shop has some kind of equipment, apparel, shoes,
Yeah.
bottle cages, but it's in the next door.
So yeah, and that was the opportunity as well. Yeah.
So it's not, you are not interrupted by them.
No.
So when you
Compliments.
like, yes.
Yeah.
So if you need something, you can find it here as well.
Exactly. Like if you come here and buy a BMC bike, you will still be able to leave having bought your bottle cage, your pedal, your helmet, your everything, your shoes, everything you need.
Yeah.
We have our sister company, greentonic.com, that has a showroom we call the Great Factory, which is just right next door, where we can complement all the accessories that you need. So when you leave from here with your BMC bike, you're sorted, you've got everything.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we have the bike fitting experience
Yes,
as well.
exactly.
We have the service concierge experience that comes with it as well. So there's additional elements to it.
So it's not just like a concept store that you can come, visit, and go. You can come here and you can come here by walking, and you can live here as a whole cyclist.
Correct, yes.
And very well hosted.
Yeah, and I guess, you know, if I may, my first and primary ambition would be, and it's a bit of what we're doing here, and I guess that was the concept behind that, is just come for a chat.
Yeah.
Just come and have a look, come for a chat.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
because it's how do we create that emotional connection with the brand. And we're not after selling you a bike. We're after selling you a connection with the brand.
Exactly.
That once you get on board with that brand, it will be the brand and the brand of your family, and you will recommend the brand, and because it will have provided you, you know, what you're after. But first of all, it starts by you to get to know the brand, for us to get to know you, and just come for a chat and a coffee.
We have a nice coffee here, so we are always here to talk about bikes, talk about BMC. The day we are recording this episode is the Paris-Roubaix day.
Yeah.
You can stop by to
Very
have a look.
exciting.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's exciting. We're gonna see it how it goes, and I will let you know how was it in the next episode. Hopefully, the people who is watching us at the moment or listening us at the moment may or may not be from the UAE. So people may wonder, like, how is the cycling in the UAE first of all? So can you say some short thing about it, like we are selling very nice bikes here, we are promoting very nice bikes here, and we have very nice places to ride them as well, right?
Correct. I mean, I don't think there's anywhere else in the world really that compares to what we have here.
Yeah.
Of course, nothing's going to compare to a riding experience in Italy or in France, you know, in the summer. You know, there's amazing routes to do and mountain to climb and valley to cycle
Scenes,
through.
like
Exactly, that's there. So, but remember where we are here. You know, we're in Dubai, we're in the middle of the desert, stuck between the desert and the sea. And what this city and this country has provided to us as cyclists is second to none. And not only with the idea of always trying to make cycling as safe as possible, they've equipped the country with hundreds of kilometers of dedicated track, which is really unique. And people really need to be grateful and appreciate that.
Definitely.
And respect that, because there's nowhere else like that.
Yeah.
And on top of that, if you actually dig a bit more and be a bit more adventurous and get out of the city, there's some amazing place to ride. I mean, you know, you go up in northwest of Kema, Jebel Jais, you know, fantastic climb. You know, in Hatta, you know, great route on the other side, on the Fujairah side. So there are options, and don't expect to cycle through forest and valleys, but what you will cycle through here is again unique and a great experience.
Okay, Nicolas, thank you very much
No, thank you.
today. Thank you very much for today. And I would like to say quick few things as well. So again, we are in a beautiful country, stuck in between desert and sea,
yeah.
but we have wonderful cycling tracks, wonderful cycling routes to ride, these beautiful BMC bikes. And wherever you are watching this video from, you are always welcome to the BMC concept store in Dubai, and have your coffee, take
And
a
a
little
chat.
chat. Yes,
Absolutely,
little chat.
yeah.
If you have great stories to tell about cycling in the UAE,
Oh, we want to hear.
we wanna
know.
hear
Absolutely, yeah.
hear you. We want to make you our guest, drink coffee and tell this story to everyone. Again, don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video, and welcome back to Bike Talks podcast. Hope to see you in the next episode. See you and stay safe on the bike.
Thank you.
Thank you and
Thank you,
welcome.
guys.